I'm going to run through in order of their age. What's that called? Chronologically.
Chrono Trigger.
Dan's favourite horror games of all time. Now, I had to limit it down. This list is probably about 20, and I've had to knock a couple out of there in every kind of generation and stuff like that, because I could have done an hour of me just going, and number 96 is Chiller. Do you remember Chiller?
Yeah.
No.
Can we just talk about Chiller for 1 second?
All right.
Do you know what it is, Brayden?
I'll search it up.
So Chiller was a game on the NES, which was a shooting game, which you use the what's it called, the light gun, and it was the most violent, vile thing you've ever seen.
Oh my god!
Bring it up, Brayden, if you can.
Oh, this is horrible.
Is it the torture chamber level?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up quick.
Oh,
this game was
God.
like
There are kids that watch this, though.
nah, it's
No,
a
that'd be
it's a
sweet.
NES game.
It is a NES game, but it's still a lot.
Bring it up. Well, that's not obviously.
It's
Wow.
about to. It's about to.
And so yeah, you do
man.
stuff like you
Look
just
at that dude's head.
yeah,
getting
so he
pressed.
crunched it by shooting it. So this is not one of my games. This is just what I
Why
wanted to
not?
mention, because I don't understand how this.
Was this officially licensed by Nintendo? I don't see the Nintendo seal of quality on this.
Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, let's get back to what I really want. So my number one in chronological order, the game that really first game that really wowed me as a horror game is this Doom.
Yes.
Flat
me
Doom.
too.
Like this game, its sound design, you're hearing those monsters behind you, you hear that and stuff like that, and like having that 360 soundscape. There was nothing like it at the time to me. And then, being you were a dude in hell and you was like, nah, I don't want to be in hell. Actually, you're on Mars.
You're on Mars.
Yeah. I mean, the second
Demons
one.
are from hell.
Second one, you're in hell.
I loved the sounds of the doors opening.
Yeah. Like everything. The monsters and they come like and stuff like that. Like everything about this game was amazing. The shotgun. Like you'd never experienced a shotgun like this in a game.
You know what I loved as well? How easy, but how not easy. Just the hidden passages. If you looked, you would find them. Like there's probably one there. Yeah.
There's one.
If you looked, you would find them, but if you didn't look, you'd miss them all.
Ben.
But they weren't impossible to find.
Have you ever experienced? Did you experience this kind of thing?
Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in its,
I played Doom.
In its, on the 486.
No, I had a 386.
Oh, 4. The other thing as well, back in the day, there was no moving the mouse. It was all keyboard. So you had your hands like close together, and it was up, down, left, right, and then you had to keep your finger on shift to strafe, and I got so good. We were all amazing at it. And yeah, I tried to do it recently again, like try to do those controls, and I'm like, oh my god, how did we do this back in the day?
You can get it on Switch and PlayStation for very cheap, especially when they have some deals. I think it was on for like $2 the other day.
Yeah. There was also no looking up or down. If you were firing at the right axis, it would automatically just send the bullets to the bad guy, which if he was above or below you.
They did later on do a mod where you could look up and down and stuff, like and use the mouse.
Wasn't that in the 64 version they added that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the 64 version was like a game bot in on itself.
A weird thing, yeah.
Those imps always creeped me out.
But yeah, beautiful, amazing game. That oh my god, the chainsaw. See, stuff like this, man. It's like this game was made for me, just to have a chainsaw in a game. Anyhow, next game. So this game, this is an unreleased game that I had. Did you know about this game?
Oh, I had this game.
Yeah, no one knows about this game. It's really weird that it was called on the PlayStation 1. I got a hold of it, obviously a pirate copy, and it was called Thrill Kill. This game is crazy. This is basically a 4-player game with the multi-tap, and you a bunch of psycho inmates, and you're put in a room by crazy millionaires to fight each other for their fun.
Sounds like 2020.
So I had this as well because I had a chipped PS1 and someone gave me this and I'd never heard of it.
But
and it blew my mind that something like this could exist.
So what makes this game different is it's a lot like Power Stone, actually. You don't actually have see, you've got the bars up the top. You all start with no energy, and it's whoever gets... it's like when you hit people, you get energy.
You inflict damage and get
it, yeah. The damage that you inflict, you get. And once you've filled up, there's lightning. You can see here the imp, the little guy here, or one of them is going to so lightning will come in and make you super duper, and then you get to take out one player, and they're out the round forever. And it's like cut down. So here you can see here he's got the evil, and what made it cool is you had this like amazing like. So now you get the quicker way, and you're just trying to avoid him. So then you get like the The gore kill. There's lots of weird.
Arseless chaps.
This game, I'm pretty sure, was bad. It had lots of sexual weird vibes in it as well.
Never saw a release over here.
There was a woman that would she would straddle your head
It was a prototype.
and have her way with you while she killed you.
This is the same engine as the Wu-Tang game. The Wu-Tang. This became the Wu-Tang Clan game, kind of vibe. But there's one of the characters. He's a guy who's in the straitjacket. He's out. One of his like moves is he kicks you over onto all fours and then has his way with you.
Yeah.
He
I couldn't believe this thing when I saw it.
Oh man, it was me written all over. Anyhow, so that's
nothing says Dan like.
So I got a couple of
having your way with a
couple of
straitjacket.
PS1 ones that like I know these are cheesy ones that everyone's like, but Silent Hill 1.
Yes,
This
brilliant.
game is. I mean, everyone loves Silent Hill 2. Yeah, Pyramid Head. Yeah, great, rape. But like, this one for me was the one. This was like the idea of it, the playing it, like the no idea of what you had to do. Going to the schoolhouse. I don't know how far through this is. This is right near the start. Yeah, just the ideas in this game that I'd never come across. And the horror, the psychological horror. But a psychological horror as a young person I couldn't understand. A lot of things used to go over my head. So yeah, Silent Hill, definitely up there. Beautiful. One of the best games franchise. I still play every Silent Hill game that comes out, even though half of them are rubbish. It's about time we get a good Silent Hill game. I can tell you that.
And news that Konami isn't shutting down their gaming division, but simply restructuring their company so it would make it easier to make games, allegedly.
But it's been so many years since there's been a good Silent Hill. And then also PS1, the OG Resident Evil. You can't go past this as a horror game. Survival horror. The first survival horror that I think hit the West. You reckon? Like, at least the one that popularized it. I remember as well, because it had talking in it. Real talking. Like recorded voices.
Yeah.
Wasn't really done that much. And I remember playing it in the family room. My parents weren't into games, but my parents weirdly got into this for a while because there was like cutscenes with actors going, Barry, how can we get out? Don't worry, Jill. We'll find a way. And
Bill McGuinness loved it.
yeah, and like they would just say, hey, try this, go over there, do this, do that. It was so hard for me as well. And as soon as the hunters came into it, man, it got hard. It just ended up being a lot of running away from people and a lot of loading downstairs and going to things. But yeah, definitely a genre-defining thing. And yeah, I'm going to say, people in the chat, the GameCube remakes. Oh, the GameCube remake blows this away, really. Yeah, it's true. But this was, to me, this is, as I said, this is Dan McGuinness. This is all Dan McGuinness now. There are so many better versions of this game out there, but like, I didn't have a GameCube.
This is the one that you were
This
attached
is the
to?
one I had. I remember like hearing that, if you finished the game in under a certain amount of saves and under a certain amount of time when you reloaded the game, you got the rocket launcher permanently with unlimited ammo. You can just go through the game blowing everyone up.
Was that a real cheat or was that one of the schoolyard cheats that someone said?
I can't remember.
Cool.
There was definitely an unlimited rocket launcher at some stage, though.
Oh, cool.
Anyhow, moving on.
This is one of my favourite games you're about to say.
Yeah, no one knows about this game. Well, they do. Heaps of people do.
I've got 1 and 2.
So do I. I had to pick one, though. PS2 we've moved into now, and I've gone into The Suffering. So, The Suffering is set in a maximum security prison. Basically, you can see here at the start, kind of a riot breaks out, would you call it?
Yes.
Yeah, a riot breaks.
No, there was
something happened.
There was like a portal or a crack opens up under the prison.
Yeah, but like the whole prison goes to hell, and you're like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And you're like this hardened dude who had a family, and then suddenly this happens. All these Voldo dudes, remember Voldo from Soul Calibur? All these Voldo-looking guys come into this prison, and you're this guy, and you have to like... And it's super violent. It had that manhunt vibe to it, of violence.
Very much.
Like, and yeah, I just loved all these like real sickening horror things. Like, and what makes this really cool is it does that thing like Fear. Remember Fear?
Yeah.
Fear used to do where like these little scripted moments happen. Like, you walk into a room and suddenly you'll be surrounded by a million ghosts, and then they'll just the lightning will flash and then they'll disappear. Or there'll be like, your daughter going, "Hey, Daddy, help me!" And a weird, weird
In the fog.
Yeah, weird stuff. Like, you look in security camera footage and you'll see like weird stuff happened, and yeah, it was just a great game. Great horror game that everyone should. Second one was cool as well.
talking about a scene. There's a scene right at the start as you're first coming out of your cell. That was the first game moment that really terrified me. And it was you walk out of the cell and you see one of the guards getting like dragged up into the vents. And it was just done so well. I shacked myself.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah, sick horror. Moving on to the next generation of PS3/360. Dead Space 2. This game, oh man, this game affected me so badly. I've talked about this before, I reckon. I got into this game so deep. This game's terrifying. And I got into it reading every bit of lore for it and everything. I started having nightmares about it and like, look at these little kids. Did you see those babies crawling on the walls and stuff?
This is the most Dan McGuinness game I've ever seen.
So this game's whole thing was about dismemberment. So your weapons were like mining equipment that you could actually like. So you'd have like a fire out that would go horizontal, or you could flip your gun and make it go vertical to hit different limbs off of things and chop them up and stuff like that. This game went so psychologically deep that it affected me so bad. And then at the end, you have to do surgery on your own eye.
Oh, that's that bit.
That's
Ugh.
this game.
Yuck.
This game is without a doubt one of the best horror games ever. Third one was rubbish. Yeah.
Just call it to attention to the chat. Jen broke a controller playing Dead Space.
Or did you teeth it? Have you got teeth marks in it?
Did you teeth it?
Yeah, there's so many people who have teeth marks on their controllers.
Yeah, I had a mate who used to buy these controllers.
I've never heard
Nintendo
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never.
Someone was telling me the other day that like they've still got a SNES controller and they with their girlfriend's teeth marks in it because she used to buy it.
Kinky.
I know.
Hate the controller.
So yeah, so if you guys are into horror and you haven't played any of these, definitely give them a go. Now we're getting into the real next. So I've just skipped that whole console genre. Look at these little kids now.
Yes.
This is horrid.
No, thank you.
Ooh, and they get on you. And the other thing as well, this game, what is weird, is when you die, you as the character die really horribly.
Like a Tomb Raider game?
Yeah.
Oh,
But they're real long death sequences. Next console generation, we're moving into the PS4/Xbox One / kind of PC vibe now. Evil Within 2. This game is wicked. Look at this. Like, following the events of the first... This game has ideas in it that I had never seen in any game. Like, third-person horror. You don't even have to play the first game to know. Like, you kind of get an inkling of what's going on. I did play the first one. This was, I think, the guy. This is off the top of my head. I think this is the guy that did Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil. He did the first Silent Hill or something like that.
I'm Googling
This was
it.
this game. There were so many ideas of horror in this game. There was a bad guy that would kill you and photograph you, and it would lock you in a prism in that moment, forever looping. So there's all these dudes like they go their blood was splurting out of their face from a bullet shot, and it goes zoop, and it would just keep coming out. And you just saw stuff like that.
Directed by Resident Evil creator Shinji Mikami.
Oh yeah, we've actually got it all in the thing. It's just such a good horror game. It's so the pacing is good. The story is interesting. The graphics just keep getting better as it goes along. And it's one of those things that it's so weird at the start. And you're like, what's going on? And how can they possibly explain these weird events? And they do. And by the end, it's got a real big, good boss fight at the end. You know where they usually clump it up at the end? Yeah, they did in this one. This is a great game. And anyone can play this game. Like, it's not intricate. It does have a little bit of like resource management, but it's not hard. You know what I mean? It's like, collect this, do that, and stuff like that. But yeah, look at this. Constant ideas flopping out. Flopping around. And it's super cheap at the moment, I've noticed. This game's out for $20 and stuff. It's like, do yourself a favour.
Pretty sure you'll find it cheaper than that.
Oh, there you go.
Certain retailers.
Certain. Next one I just finished recently and love it. Resident Evil 7. This game, I know I wasn't going to do another Resident Evil, but this game just works for me. This game is terror.
Oh my god, yuck. Can I make this smaller?
No.
Oh.
Look at this stuff.
I'm not
What's
watching
going
this
on?
This is
Watch
fucked.
this, Braden.
Look,
No, I hate
look.
it.
Oh!
Oh,
Bring Braden up. Can you bring you
oh
up?
my god.
He's tiny down there.
Put your picture up, Braden.
Look,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and like there's so, and this is your wife who was
horrid.
fine a second ago. Like,
Oh, soaring through it as well.
Yeah.
All the webbing.
Gross.
Ah!
She's so grotty.
wait, she pulls it outwards. Oh.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You actually get your hand chopped off in this game, and then she's like, "Oh,"
No,
and
you
then
chop your own
and then
hand
look at
off.
this. She's like, "I don't want to hurt you," so she starts to take herself out the equation. It's so
Oh,
brutal to
what the
watch.
Fuck.
She starts.
Oh
like,
my God.
She's just like trying.
When can I stop?
You can't. You've
When
got
can
about
I
another
stop?
minute and a half, I think.
This
Then-
game is like horror. There's. It starts off as this dirty backwater horror where you just suddenly like your girlfriend's gone missing for a year, and suddenly you get this video from her going, "Come help me." You get there and she's all like, "Why did you
Yes.
come?" And then you're in this house. The graphics in this RE engine that they've made is like nothing
Oh
like
yeah, that'll fix it, mate.
it
It
does.
does.
And then there's this. You're fighting this crazy family which are unkillable, and they just keep coming back no matter how much you hurt them, and they're constantly in the game walking around in the house.
Yeah.
So you're always on guard, like, woo!
Oh, what the fuck?
it's only bring it big, Braden.
Make it big, Braden.
Oh, this game is like.
I'm pretty sure you've only got another 13 and a half minutes of this.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
I think she runs out with a chainsaw at some stage. Like, yeah, this is where you learn to block, Ethan. So Ethan Winters, you play here, and that's Mia Winters.
Ugh.
I think she will be. Ooh.
Spousal.
Look
Is
how
she in
like
this next game?
real the lighting is in this game, and like just there are so many moments in this game where it's just beautiful. Like that Ghost of Tsushima beautiful, where you're just like you're like, dang, that looks amazing. But it's all most of the time it's like a lady that's filling up with spiders in her belly and then bursting out and stuff like that. So.
So you're very excited for the new one, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna do something. Anyhow, moving on. I got two more.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, great. Braden's favourite game of Hack the Dino.
Yeah, this was a good let's play.
The forest.
The Forest. This is my only survival crafting mining game I have ever played, and it is such a funny game. And only recently I started playing it with people. I think I played with you, Floppy, didn't I?
Yeah.
A couple of nights and stuff that you can play as you can just play the game with other people in the game. It's great. I don't know who they're saving, their own kids.
That was the night that I fell down the sinkhole and just kept respawning or something down the sinkhole.
Yeah.
Could never get out.
So this game is
Something like that.
really beautiful graphics. So just for an indie kind of vibe. Cutting down the trees looks great. Building, mining, but you're all you crash your plane on an island. But someone's fastened this one up. That's how long it takes to chop down a tree, and you have to actually chop it down properly.
It's been a day and a half in game.
To turn into logs. But at least they're logs and they're not cubes. You actually have to pick them up and take. Anyhow, but it's also juxtaposed to these weird cannibals that are on the island as well. And you start going in caves and realize there's mutants down there and all stuff like that. Very scary. It's Braden pooped himself when he played it.
I certainly did.
That was great fun.
And then my last but not least, but is least because you can't get any more, is PT Demo.
Oh yeah.
This game, I couldn't believe how scared I was playing this game.
I never played it.
You never played PT?
I never got to, no.
I didn't either.
And the legend of it, this reminds me of it's kind of got that same engine-y vibe as Resident Evil 7, because that came after it, didn't it? And everyone thought, because everyone thought this was I don't know what they thought it was. But the concepts in this game, this was Kojima, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. The fact that you just can't play it anymore. I know you can get remakes of it and ports or whatever, but look at what this game looks like. And then later on you find out there's these weird little babies in it, and they were designed by Junji Ito and stuff like that. This and then of course at the end is Norman Reedus is he's at the end of this thing once you solve it, which is very hard to solve. I had to do it. For some of it I had to do a lookup, whatever it's called. Walkthrough. There's the idea that there's a ghost in here and it's following, and it actually is following you, isn't it? 'Cause
The whole time.
people broke the code and
Do you want to find that footage?
Nah.
It makes me more comfortable watching that footage than actually watching the gameplay.
Do you know what made me most uncomfortable when I finally watched this one day? and I have no idea why, but it was the scene where you're walking through, you come in, and there's a bloody fridge just hanging in the middle of the room. And
Yeah,
for whatever reason, that made me go, yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
People
'Cause-
sell consoles that has this download on it for like stupid amounts of money.
Yep.
Yeah, I think one of my mates is Kudrev still got it on one of his. He turned. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, great game, great puzzles. You're right. It did take a guide in order to get through it because you had to do things like find the numbers and then poke out some eyes of some specific photos.
Yeah, he does it.
And pick up a piece of paper.
And then, so there's a little tiny bit of paper in every room, and you go and put it into a photo frame to make a photo. You don't get told that, but kind of like just what you do in the room, and it's a looping hallway. So it's this same L-shaped hallway the whole way through. It's always on the same time. So even if you I don't think you can go back out this door, can you? I don't.
No, I think it's locked.
No, you just go down the L and you'll just come back out that door. But depending on what you do in the room at that time, but you can also do stuff that insta kills you. Like if you just do the wrong thing, she will come and get you. And you just never know what you can do and what you can't do, and that's what makes it so scary.
Honestly, in these types of games, anytime they turn the camera around to look behind them, I shit a brick.
Oh, there's so much soundscape stuff done in this as well.
It's the sound, I think, that really makes it. And just little things like you walk past a door and it's slightly open, so you got to open it, and then a hand comes out and just pushes the door closed.
Ugh,
You just
fuck
go,
yeah.
no.
Yuck, yuck.
Or nah, you'll go past the door and it will just click open once you've walked past it, and you're like, should I go back?
No,
It's going-
never. If a door opens without you
Look
touching
up,
it,
mate, look up.
never go there.
Because there's like bits where she's looking like over the balcony at you and
Yep,
stuff in the
yeah.
hallway. So it's just like great concept, great horror. There, I mean, and that's it. That's my list of my greatest horror games. There are a whole bunch of other ones that I know people have their favorites and stuff.